Welcome to the EMF class, electromagnetic fields. Today we are going to discuss about the Maxwell's equation. We will have two types of Maxwell's equations. One is for the static fields, one is for the time varying fields. So Maxwell's equations are nothing but a set of four expressions which are derived from the Ampere circuit law, Faraday's law, Gauss law, and in the Gauss law also Gauss law for the electric field and the Gauss law for the magnetic field. So generally the Maxwell equations they will describe the relations between changing electric field and the magnetic fields, and it will be in the two forms. It will be in the integral forms and it will be in the point forms. So today we are discussing about in this lecture about the static fields first. So in the next lecture we will be deriving the Maxwell's equations for the time varying fields. So let us see one by one. First of all, let us see about the Maxwell's first law, which is derived from the Faraday's law. And according to the basic concept of electrostatic field, we know that the work done over a closed path or a closed contour, which we say, is always zero. So generally it is represented in the Maxwell's equation as integration of E dot dl is equal to 0. So this we have seen in the earlier lectures. Okay. And as you know, if we apply the Stokes theorem, we will get this same equation, which will be converted into the line integral to the surface integral. So this can be written as integration of E dot dl, which is equal to integration of curl of E bar dot ds bar. Okay, so this is from the Stokes theorem. So Stokes theorem will always says that the line integral can be converted into the surface integral. So this is the Stokes theorem. And if you see from the equation 1 which I have written, in the closed integral the work done is 0. Okay, now this equation I have converted into the Stokes theorem as integration of curl of E bar. Now if you see, this whole equation will be becomes 0 now. So E bar dot dl bar is equal to curl of E bar dot ds. Now I am equating it to 0, because so this equation is equal to the curl of E bar. Now if you clearly observe, either in this equation either ds can be 0 or either curl of E bar can be 0, because this whole integral is becoming 0. But we can able to say that the surface area will never be equal to 0. So it means that from this equation, so this will be resulting into the 0 in this equation. So we can able to write as curl of E bar is equal to 0. So this is called as the point form or the differential form of the Maxwell's first law, we can say. And this is derived from the Faraday's law. Instead of saying first law, second law, we can able to say that this is the Maxwell's equation, which is derived from the Faraday's law. Okay, so in the same way we will be seeing, you need to highlight this one, because this is the final equation which we have derived in the Maxwell's equation. So curl of E bar, so E bar is the electric field intensity, curl of electric field intensity is equal to 0 in the static fields. And in the second one, if you see, there is one more Maxwell's equation which is derived from the Ampere circuit law, and we all know from the Ampere circuit law, so we have derived this equation earlier in our lectures, which is h bar dot dl is equal to I. Okay, and this is from the Ampere's circuit law, which is derived earlier, right? So integration of h bar dot dl is equal to I. And we also know that I can be written as integration of j dot ds, where ds is the definite surface area and j is the current intensity. And if you are equating these two equations, because in the first equation there is I, in the second equation there is the I, so then I am equating the first and second equations, then you will be getting integration of h dot dl is equal to integration of j dot ds bar. Okay, so if I am removing these two integrations, finally you will be getting h bar dot dl is equal to j bar dot ds. But before that, so I will be doing one thing. Again, as we have done in the previous Maxwell's equation, I will be converting this integration of h bar dot dl, because whenever there is dl, you can able to convert into curl of that particular vector dot ds. Okay, according to the Stokes theorem. Now, according to the Stokes theorem, what I am doing is, so this equation will become integration of curl of h bar dot ds. Okay, so this is as per the Stokes theorem. This is as per the Stokes theorem. So why I am doing this is because if you see on the left hand side there is differential length, whereas on the right hand side there is differential surface area. Okay, so I need to equal this left hand side differential surface to the right hand side. So in that for that reason I have converted that to Stokes theorem. Now I am equating the same equation to j bar dot ds. Now after removing this integrations and ds cancelling on both the sides, simply ds, removing this ds and removing this integrations on both the sides, so you will be getting curl of h bar is equal to j bar. So this is the one more Maxwell's equation which you have derived, so which is from the Ampere's circuit law. Okay, so if you see, if you go back again, so this is the first Maxwell's equation where you are getting curl of E bar is equal to 0, whereas in the second Maxwell's equation you are getting curl of H bar is equal to J bar. Okay, so electric field intensity, if you are taking the curl, it will be 0. So we have already discussed this in the concept of the curl in the previous lectures, and curl of H bar will become J bar. Okay, where J bar is the current density. Right, so this is the one more Maxwell's equation which we have obtained. Maxwell's equation we obtained from the Ampere's circuital law. And coming to the third Maxwell's equation, Maxwell's law can also be derived from the Gauss law for electrostatics. Okay, so Gauss law can be done for the electrostatics as well as the magnetostatics. So we'll be looking into the Maxwell's equation which is derived from the Gauss law for the electrostatics first. Okay, and we all know that the very popular equation for the Gauss law, which is very very important, where the flux emerging outside is equal to the charge enclosed inside. Okay, and for that the electric flux can be written as integration of d dot ds, both are vectors, d bar dot ds. Okay, and this should be equal to the charge enclosed, the flux, electric flux coming out of the surface is equal to the charge enclosed within the surface, and this is given as integration of d bar dot ds in a closed surface area. Okay, now we know that this equation can also be written as integration of rho v dv. Okay, so from the Gauss law we have derived this d bar dot ds. It can also be written as integration of rho v dv. Okay, and this integration of d bar dot ds, if you are converting this to volume integral as per the divergence theorem, in the divergence theorem we have seen that any surface integral can be converted into the volume integral. So how it can be written? Integration of d dot ds can be written as integration of divergence of d rho v. So from where we have derived this? We have derived from this from the divergence theorem, where we can able to convert the surface integral to the volume integral. Now let it be an equation 1 and let it be the equation 2. Okay, and if you clearly observe in the equation 1 and 2, so these two are the common. So finally I am relating this with this equation. So in the final equation you will be getting, so integration of divergence of d rho e can be written as integration of rho v dv, which I have taken from this equation. Okay, and from both the equations you can able to observe that, so I can able to cancel again these two. Sorry, I think it is dv. So this is dv, and here also it is, this is dv. Okay, so now I am cancelling these two, so dv and dv, and this integration and integration. So finally you will be getting, so divergence of d is equal to rho v. Okay, so this is the one more Maxwell's equation which is derived from the Gauss law. So this is for the electrostatics. So that is the reason why you are seeing this electric flux density. So this is the third Maxwell's equation. Okay, so once again I am explaining this equation. If you see, we know that the Gauss law states that the electric flux coming out of from the surface is equal to the total charge which is enclosed from the surface. Okay, and this is given by the electric flux density, because d is nothing but electric flux density, flux per unit area. So we can able to write this q as integration of a d bar dot ds. Okay, and we also know that this the same equation in the from the Gauss law concepts. Integration of d bar dot ds can also be written as integration of rho v dv. And why we can able to, how we can able to write this, because we are from the concept of types of charge distributions. In the volume charge distribution, volume charge density is equal to total charge divided by the total volume. From that we have derived this, and finally in the concept of the Gauss law we have equate this and this, and we have obtained a relation. Okay, so that is the thing which you need to know. Go back and see with the concepts of the Gauss law, then you can able to understand how we got these equations. And according to the divergence theorem, in the concepts of the Gauss law itself, we have derived divergence theorem also. In the divergence theorem, we can able to convert the surface integrals into the volume integrals, okay, by using the divergence concept. So hence this integration of d bar dot ds can be written as integration of divergence of d dv. Finally, after equating these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, you will be getting a third Maxwell's equation, which is divergence of d, which is equal to rho v. Okay, so done. So we will have the fourth Maxwell's equation, which is derived from the same Gauss law, but it is for the magnetostatics. Okay, one thing you need to understand clearly that according to the Gauss law, for the magnetostatic field, the magnetic flux cannot reside in a closed surface. It cannot reside. Okay, so due to the non-existence of a single magnetic pole. Generally, if you see in the electric poles, you can able to observe an isolated charges, but in the magnetostatics, you can observe the isolated poles. Hence, d bar dot ds will be 0 for a surface integral. This unit we need to be given. Okay, and as per the divergence theorem, again this surface integral, what I am doing, I just want to convert this into the volume integral. Okay, so this can be converted as divergence. Whenever you are converting surface integral to the volume integral, you will be getting this divergence. Okay, so dot divergence dot v bar into dv. Okay, and as we have seen that this magnetic flux will not reside inside in isolated charge or pole, isolated magnetic pole, hence it will become 0. And now this equation, when we are relating to the volume integral, this equation will become so 0. So finally from this equation, if this is 0, then this is also 0. Okay, So now I'm rewriting this equation. Integration of divergence of b bar into dv is 0. The same equation I have rewritten again here. Okay. Now if you can able to see, as I discussed earlier concepts, whenever if you find these kind of equations, okay, see here in the Maxwell's first equation also we got an equation something like this: either ds can be 0 or either kernel can be 0, but differential surface, differential volumes, okay, differential lengths, they can't be 0. So that's the reason here also you can able to say that, so this dv will not be 0, either this should be 0 or either this should be 0, but this will not be 0. Hence we can say that divergence of b is 0. We can say that divergence of b is 0. So this is the fourth Maxwell's equation, which is derived from the Gauss law for electrostatics. So this is the fourth Maxwell's equation. But here you need to understand that whenever you are deriving all the Maxwell's equation, the basic thing is you need to know about the Gauss law, you need to know about the Ampere circuit law, right? You need to know about the divergence theorem and the Stokes theorem. So these are the four important things you need to know. If you know this Stokes theorem, divergence theorem, okay, this Gauss law and the Ampere circuit law, so then deriving the Maxwell's equations is very easy. Okay, so Maxwell's first law, where curl of E bar is equal to 0. Maxwell's second law, where curl of H bar is equal to J bar, current density. And Maxwell's third law, which is divergence of D is equal to rho V, whereas Maxwell's fourth law, divergence of B is equal to 0, right? So in the next lecture, we will be deriving the Maxwell's law for time varying fields. Thank you.